everyone, and welcome to another weekly guidance reading. I'm the unobtrusive healer, and thank you for being here with me today. I have been MIA for the last, it could be a week or it could be 2 weeks. I'm not quite sure. I went away, had a little holiday, and then just trying to catch back up on life after being away is always hectic as a parent. So I've been sort of settling back in, but now hopefully we'll get back into routine and have these coming through weekly again. But yeah, thank you for being patient. Today at the end of the reading, we are doing something a little different, and I would love to hear from you in the comment section as to what you prefer. I'll touch more on it at the end and I'll explain then, but yeah, just feel free to comment and let me know your personal preference. I am a little bit unwell, so hopefully I'm not too, hard to listen to today. But like my mind and my body is like, yes, I really want to do this reading. I feel pretty good, but I just don't sound that great. But yes, so without further ado, let's get into our messages. So this is the reading where we cover everything that there could be to cover for the week. And we're going to start with like the general overall energy that the collective will be noticing this week. So we have 2 cards, and what's really interesting about this is the first time I shuffled, I got 2 cards out, and it was the number or the numbers 30, which reduces to 3, and 39, which also reduces to 3, because 3 and 9 is 12, and then 1 and 2 is 3. So it was 2 number 3 cards. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to note that, or like take a mental note, but I'm going to reshuffle and see if I can just get 1 card, because usually I like to get a nice specific energy in 1 card rather than spreading it out among cards. And then these 2 cards came out, and as you can see, we have a 37 and a 46, and both of these numbers come to 10. So we have another repeating number, which I thought was very interesting. So 10s are all about ending cycles, and then 3s are about like creation, birthing things, like not just like childbirth, but birth, like birthing projects, bringing things to life. So it's almost like this week, there's the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a brand new one. So I don't know if there's something to do with the planets. Like, let's say, for example, like a planet has done a full orbit and it's starting its next cycle around the sun, or like, something along those lines, like something in the planets is like starting a new cycle. It could be that, or it could just be an energy thing. But just those numbers alone make me think that there's like really major cycles ending and, new things to bring to life that are going to take place of whatever you're leaving behind. But then the message from these 2 beautiful cards, the Oracle's gift is really all about looking inside yourself for the validation you seek. So often we look outside ourselves for signs, synchronicities, hints, or any sort of symbolic guidance. We seem to chase that outside ourselves instead of trusting our own intuition. Often what we're looking for is to validate what we feel inside anyway. And so then we look outside ourselves. But the goal this week is to just trust that feeling without needing any validation. However, it's also a card that says still be alert, because there are going to be plenty of little oracle messages for you showing up in the form of signs, synchronicities, repeating numbers, a song on the radio, or a song that you hear at the perfect time, little nods from spirit about navigating this new chapter. And the uncharted sea is all about the unknown, navigating a new path, walking a different path. Sometimes it's about going deep within yourself, and the deeper you get, you don't have a roadmap for that because it's uncharted territory. Sometimes it's about walking a path that's not familiar to you or your family, and it's You know, maybe a spiritual path, or maybe it's not the path that your family wanted for you, but it's the path you're being called upon. And it's like saying you may not have a map, but you are your best guide, and all you need to do is be curious enough to see where this path takes you, and just trust your gut, trust your intuition, and that is going to be your best guide through the changes that you're making and through the new paths that are coming available to you this week or in the near future. We could have a lot of tea drinkers, or you could be sort of being guided to drink more tea for some of you. Like there could be a herbal or fruit tea. And what's really interesting is we have this teacup, and then we have all this deep blue water. And if you look at my tea, if I can show you it without spilling it, my tea is blue, and it's literally called my blue tea. And someone here could maybe benefit from drinking this. I drink it every day. It's very, very, this is not an ad, by the way. Like, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get paid or anything. It's just literally, I tell everyone about it because it's got so much goodness in this. It's a super flower, a superfood. And it just comes from dried flowers that you just infuse in 90-degree water. Then you take the flowers out and you drink it, and it's amazing. It's boosts collagen, so it's like anti-aging. It reverses grey hairs. Like obviously if your hair's fully grey by now, then maybe it's not going to reverse a full grey head. But I can advocate that I used to have a patch where like I would just get a few in the same area, and now I literally get like 3, and hopefully it'll be none if I keep drinking this. But it's also like packed full of antioxidants. It's good for the respiratory system, the circulatory system, anti-anxiety, antidepressant, helps you sleep. It detoxifies your body. Yeah, just look it up if you're interested. But I feel like someone could benefit from the blue tea. So look it up if you feel called. Because there's even like little rose petals kind of that come into the tea or lead into the tea. So definitely like floral teas, herbal teas can be beneficial for someone out there that's watching. Actually, we can probably leave that there. It also looks kind of like dark in this card, but then there's like quite a bit of light coming from here, and there's a lantern, so it's almost like let your own light lead the way. And it's also letting you know that you can bring light like along the way through your journey. Now we're going to move into the areas of career, study, finances, and then we'll give you guys some prosperity advice for the week as well. So the first card is career or study, depending on whether you're working or studying. But it's basically whatever you're doing to further yourself in terms of like career or whatever you're going to do to earn an income. So we have the 5 of Fire. It says on the card, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. So if you work with other people, or if you go to school, you're probably going to school with other people. It feels like there's going to be either some clashes of opinion or some conflicts going on, a bit of tension brewing, or you could be caught in the middle of some sort of crossfire that's going on. So for example, like if you're doing a group project, people are going to be maybe not carrying their weight. Other people might be taking on too much, and it's going to create friction. Or maybe you're just not seeing on eye to eye on where you want to go with the project or how you want to, create or go forward. It feels like there's, a bit of butting heads going on, and there's some conflict or tension within a group of people. If you work alone, this would be more about like just a lot of little annoying, bothersome challenges throughout the week that kind of, it's just like little annoying things that prevent you from either getting into a flow, or maybe you have to like change your priorities or change your plans, or the things that you wanted to do, you can't get done because something else has come up. It's like that type of energy where there's just conflicts and struggles. So that's that message. This one is the collective message for finances and income. So here we have the King of Fire. It says here, inspirational, charismatic, and innovative. So this could represent you, or it could represent another person. So let's talk about it in terms of you. This would be representing basically, it's kind of bringing through the message that to say, like, by using the qualities of like leadership and innovation, you can sort of advance yourself further in terms of finances, or maybe you can generate more revenue. It's a week where your creativity and your ideas have a lot of potential. So if you can back it up with action and implementation, it's a very prosperous message to say, like, follow through on your ideas and you could make big changes, and you could even inspire others along the way. It's also a card to say, like, a lot of people are looking up to you this week, which doesn't really relate to finances, but maybe you can use that to earn money. Maybe like sharing wisdom or sharing advice on a platform or in a group or in a seminar or something like that, if you have those types of skills. But otherwise, it's just like follow through on your ideas and your creativity, and it can lead to something fruitful. And then if this is another person, this would be saying that there's someone that can give you good advice, or someone helping you out financially this week. So it could be like, someone in the family or a friend or a professional that you can get in touch with. But there's definitely, if this is representing someone else, there's someone that can assist you in some way in terms of finances. Excuse me. I hope I don't sound too bad. I feel like I do. It's weird. I feel like I've got the message from the King of Fire, but I keep, like, my head keeps looking at the book and I keep being pulled to the book. So what's this about? King of Fire, King of Fire. That's water, fire. Oh, so we're on page 110 and 111. So all those ones, 11111. So yeah, your ideas combined with action can lead to a new beginning or a new cycle that's going to bring more in. It's going to work to your advantage. So that's why I was being pulled to the book, is the numerology here. So there's coming back to the Oracle's gift. We had 1010, so that was 2 ones, and then we just had all of those ones, but also that was what the Oracle's gift message was about, keeping your eye out for little signs and synchronicities that are like guiding you and sort of just confirming that everything is as it should be, you're on the right path, those types of things. And then obviously number 1's all about new beginnings, new cycles, new energy available. So capitalize on that and really, set intentions, write down your goals, write down your ideas, and then put action behind them, and you're going to create like magic. Excuse me, so sorry. Okay, so, here's our 3 coming out finally. If you were listening at the beginning, when I first put those cards out, I said that the first time I got some cards out for the general overview was 2 number 3 cards, and now we have a 3 popping out. So yeah, definitely a really good week of like creativity, planting seeds, working with manifestation. So putting intention, emotion, and action together, those 3 things, it can manifest great results. But we're going to read the prosperity message and give you guys some prosperity advice. So basically like ways to generate more prosperity, or the energy of prosperity in your life. So our prosperity message is on card 10 and 11. Look at that. More ones. So huge energies. In your work, sometimes you try things that have worked for others, hoping that you too will be successful. When this symbol appears, it reminds you that sometimes the path to your prosperity is a gamble. Win or lose, you can learn much from what comes of your wager, It's a good time to bet on your skills and talents in new and different arenas. Remain curious, and with the right combination of timing and luck, you will stumble upon something golden that will be unlike anything you've known before. Whew! If that ain't synchronistic, I don't know what is. We literally said, I think, with these two, like if you just remain curious and open, and it even says here, remain curious. And yeah, I said you'll create magic, or you'll be led to something amazing. And here it says it'll be unlike anything you've known before. So powerful week, it seems. Very powerful week. Okay, so we're going to move into the love section now. So in this part, we get a card for singles, a card for people in up in the air connections or situationships. In certain cases, it might be like no contact situations. If someone's just sort of gone MIA or ghosted, or if you're not on speaking terms right now, but you haven't exactly ended things either, that'll be for you. And then we have a card for people in established relationships. So I can't remember which, yeah, it is the top. So we're going to start with the singles. So you guys have the Believe and Succeed card, which is kind of like the Six of Wands. So as we see here on this card with Believe and Succeed, the number 6, or the Six of Wands specifically in tarot, is all about victory and success. So this is all about, having a belief and believing in your worth, believing in your ability to create and sustain a loving connection is what's going to bring some sort of success in that department. So I'll pull some tarot cards as well to see what's going on. But this card is really all about sort of feeling good, feeling confident, being admired, being seen or feeling seen, and victory and success. So let's see what all this fuss is about. I'll grab some tarot cards. Oh, there's one stuck. Okay. And we'll see what's going on this week. It's interesting because this card again is kind of like bringing that message of like aligning your thoughts or your intentions with your actions and manifesting success, generating success. It's like if you can align thought and intention with action, like there's no way that you can fail here. You're heading right in the right direction and the energy is supporting you too. Oh, we're not ready yet. Okay, so what's going on for singles this week in the romance department, please? We have a lot of energy in the cards. They're very like jumpy. It's almost like an excitable kind of energy. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Cups is all about sort of like weighing up options, carefully sort of, it kind of makes me think that maybe like either some of you are dating or you could even be on dating apps, because if you look here, it's kind of like looking at everything available to you and trying to make a good decision. And then the Seven of Pentacles is kind of the same. He's like looking at all of these pentacles in front of him. But the Seven of Pentacles is about patience. So it's like you're not in a rush to make a decision. You're taking your time. You're approaching it with a more grounded perspective, maybe. Or you're trying to... It's like you're trying to use logic combined with energy and emotion. So it's like not fully having your head in the clouds and making, grounded decisions, even if it means you have to wait for the right option. So it's like, if none of these options are for me, that's fine, I'll wait. It's like not settling for something less than, and just sort of being patient enough to wait for the right option. Otherwise, you could be actively dating and you could be seeing people and putting yourself out there, but really being patient for the right one. It's almost like you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work, you've planted seeds, and maybe now it's about sort of waiting to see what's worth the harvest, if that makes sense. Okay, we have another 7. So we have 3 7s coming out now. This is crazy. So 777, singles, you might be seeing that, or you may see that this week to confirm this message. So it's really sort of about, it's like you've come a long way and you're not just willing to let anybody in. Like, we can see all these people trying to get in, but you've got strong boundaries and you're going to wait for the right one. So it's like, I'm open, I'm available, I'm putting myself out there, but I have boundaries and I'm going to wait for the right opportunity. And I'm willing to sit here all day if the right opportunity is not in front of me, because I know that eventually it will come. So it's a very grounded, smart approach to dating while you make yourself available and put yourself out there. Underneath the deck, look at that, it's a 10 of Cups. So really waiting for the right thing, not willing to settle for, something that doesn't really fulfill your needs and expectations right now. So that's a really good place to be in. And again, believe that the right one will come, and they will come, Some of you could have been in this waiting energy for a long time, and maybe that opportunity is about to come in with this 4 of Cups, because it feels like you've been sitting with the cups that are in front of you for some time, and it's almost like a golden opportunity is about to come in. It may not be this week, but like soon. And this is like saying it is coming. Like, hold on to that belief that the right person is coming, because they are. And continue to sit tight, while you wait. But I do feel like there's a really good option coming in sometime in the near future. But for now, we're going to move on to people up in the air connections. So you guys have the card number 5, feeling alone. So this is really a card of, like it says, feeling quite alone. So maybe you or your person are a little withdrawn at the moment. There's not a lot of communication going on. It's kind of like that feeling of like being worlds apart. So even if you're spending time together, it's like feeling completely separate, like not feeling connected. And then if you're not talking, it's just that feeling quite alone. It almost feels like just with the imagery, it's almost like, I don't know if she's what kind of came through to me was like, if a person's in this house, like kind of like, you know, that watching energy, like stalking socials, keeping tabs, but not really connecting and communicating. So whether that's you or them, it's like keeping tabs on the other person, but not really saying or doing anything. So just basically, this week is not the best energy that you're working with, because there is this feeling of being really alone, potentially even lonely. And the number 5 can represent challenges, obstacles, so it could be quite a challenging week because of that. We'll get some advice. What's the advice for people in this collective this week? So we have the Hanged Man, which is all about stillness. It can be introspection, looking at things from a different perspective. And that message sort of makes me think, like, if you were to look at your situation from a different perspective, like let's say your best friend or your brother or your sister or your daughter or your son was in the position that you're in right now, what would be your advice to them? Have a look at your situation from that perspective, and you may have some profound insights about what you should do next. Because if your advice to that person you care about would be to leave that relationship, cut that person off, then maybe you need to listen to that side of yourself. Yeah, we have the King of Swords. So I feel like in stillness, there's a lot of wisdom to be learned, to be gained, a lot to learn about yourself. And again, a lot to learn if you look at your situation through a different lens. It feels like there's a certain amount of power that comes from that realization. And I think that you'll be more willing to stand up for yourself and your worth and do what needs to be done. To trust that higher wisdom and to step into that role of, well, maybe it's time to cut this off. Yeah, it's definitely about you sort of stepping into your power, trusting your intellect and your intuition, and being a little bit more logical about the situation. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it could definitely be time to sort of like let go a little bit. Like this person here is really holding on tight to what he's got here, and maybe it's time to loosen the reins and stop trying to control things, stop trying to hold on, and just see what happens when you let go. So that's your advice if you're in that collective. Finally, we'll look at people in relationships. I'm just going to have a quick drink. Another 3. So we have the solar plexus coming out for people in relationships. So there's not going to be much I can say with this card. The chakra cards are like, they more so come out when you need to work on a chakra. But in a love reading, this would just sort of tell me that this would be a good week to focus on things like creativity, fun, you know, getting outdoors into the sun. The solar plexus chakra always reminds me of the sun, so getting sunlight. Then also like creation. So if there's anything you want to create together, whether that's create a home, create a family, create a project, create a business, it's a very powerful week for creation. So also keep that in mind, that along with the message of creation comes fertility. So it could be a very fertile week for some people. So if, you know, babies is not something that you want, it would be, you know, just be careful. But for some of you, it's like a green light, because maybe a baby is what you want, and this is a strong or powerful week of fertility and creation in that sense. But the overall picture would be it's a good week to bring any of your ideas or goals or plans into reality and start taking action towards them. So we'll get you a few tarot cards and just see if there's anything more or anything more specific that I can tune into. So people in relationships, love reading this week, what's going on, or what's the advice? So we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords. Oh, and we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so Page of Swords and Knight of Swords is all about ideas, communication. It can be about like learning and exchanging information and ideas and resources. And like the Swords energy is very quick energy, but then the Pentacles energy is very slow. So firstly, I want to say, if there's anything that you have been working on that seems to be moving really slowly or getting a little bit stagnant, there could be either something you can learn or information that you can to be learned, or like some sort of new strategy that you can bring into the situation. Because it's like you've done the work and the potential's there, but there's just a minor adjustment or a little bit of like re-strategizing that you could do for it to take that next step. So take that how it resonates, because that it could be for any type of plan or something that you're trying to bring to fruition. But there's something more you can learn, or like there's a new idea or a new strategy that you can implement to get things moving again. But yeah, that's all that's coming through, I think. It's really interesting how they're all looking in the same direction. So it's like, I don't know, yeah, it's kind of like putting two energies, two minds, two beings together and focusing that intention. I think it's going to bring really good results. Teamwork makes the dream work. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for that. All right, so up next we have the spiritual guidance message for the week. So we have number 15, soul healing. Where's the book there? So we're going to read this message from the book, and it's number 15. So it says here, tangerine quartz is a powerful tool for healing the soul. It is said to help with trauma or shock of any kind, soul retrieval and past life healing, and can show the soul how to see the positive in the lessons it learns. Shamans believe that when we experience trauma or shock, a part of our soul fragments or remains stuck in that time of our life. If you have ever felt like you haven't been the same since a certain event happened in your life, it could be a good opportunity to journey back to that event and bring that part of your soul home. Sometimes we can be reliving our past life energy as well. Generally, if you keep doing something or a certain situation keeps happening and you have no idea why, it can indicate past life healing is needed. Working with a shaman can help you in this situation, as can calling on the energy or spirit of tangerine quartz. Tangerine quartz will help the soul heal and understand the lesson or gift in each trauma or learning experience. Tangerine quartz is also a beautiful aid to help with creativity and raising Kundalini energy, which are both healing activities for the soul that allow you to release blockages and nurture yourself. And do you remember me telling you that I got a 39 card before I took those two? Well, look what page that's on. And again, 39 reduces to 12 because 3 plus 9 is 12. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. So another number 3 coming through there once again. Oh, that's right. We got 2 animals today. And again, same thing with this deck. I kept getting 2 cards. And then finally I eventually took them and I turned them over and I was like, okay, I can see why they're coming out together. It makes a lot of sense. So we're going to read both from the guidebook to read the specific message of both of these animals and find out why they are so closely guiding the collective this week. So starting with the golden unicorn, which is on page 30, aka another number 3. Holy moly, synchronicities are coming through strong. All right, the golden unicorn is a higher frequency being that comes to our earthly dimensions to help us. They share a close link to Venus and enable you to remember through your heart who you are. We are in the middle of a Venus retrograde at the moment too, which is very significant. The golden unicorn wishes to connect you to all existences, all timelines, and all levels of your being. They come from the source with a mission to help you rise and remember. Invoke the golden unicorn to come and envelope you in its golden's ascension rays. Visualize golden rays of light coming down from the cosmos onto your head, through your crown, in a column that reaches down to your heart space, giving it a full glow. Breathe in its magic and call the unicorns to you. And then the honeybee is on 43, which is another number 7. We had a lot of 7s coming out in the love part. So it says here in the book, when I first asked the honeybee to sit with me, it showed me a beautiful pink rose, the symbol of the divine feminine. The bee was insistent that the rose featured on this card. The rose works with the honeybee to activate your heart gently, to let the energetics of the bee's honey into your heart to coat it with the love you need. The honeybee moves from flower to flower, passing on its healing messages, a messenger of the plant world, leaving trails of light where it flies. They are so important in our ecosystems for much more than we understand in the physical earthly sense. The honeybee and relatives hold subtle vibrations by creating channels of energy for light to move through. They work closely with the elemental realms to bring the light onto our planet. They weave it through webs around our land. If you pull this card, you are asked to look at all the ways you let the light into yourself, your heart, your space. Shine a light on all you see. Sending healing light is powerful and can be done simply by holding the person or place you want to heal in pure light. There is a multitude of higher vibration light hitting the earth that you can welcome in. The great wave of light that comes to all from 2020 onwards brings strength, embodiment, alignment, and empowerment. Welcome its light and the grand central sun, Helios, to shine down on you today. Let Mary Magdalene guide that light into the pink rose that is your heart. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So usually at the end here, I would go into the lucky day of the week and a self-care task, but this week I'm trying something a little bit different. So what I would like you to do is, if you have a question or something that you would like to know, just spend a moment holding that question or intention in your mind while I shuffle the cards. And then have a think about whether you want to go in group 1 or 2, because I'm going to pull 2 cards and get 2 different answers out, and we're going to read them from the book because they're very helpful. So if you need to pause, feel free to do so. What is the answer to group 1's question? What is the answer to group 1's question? What is the answer to group 1's question? And for group 2, what is the answer to group 2's question? What is the answer to group 2's question? Okay, so if you're in group 1, the card says meditation brings answers. And the book says trying to come up with an intellectual answer to your concerns hasn't been successful. That's because the solutions you seek can only be found by going within through meditation or inner spiritual work. You may also gather insights from your nighttime dreams as your subconscious creates solutions for you that are not available to your waking mind. And if you chose group 2, we have got Ask Your Angels. And it says here, your angels are always with you. However, you must ask for their assistance in order for them to provide you with the help you're seeking, because heaven respects your free will choices. State your questions to your angels clearly. You can do so either out loud or silently in your own mind. Your angels will instantly help you according to divine will. Your angels may also have special messages for you about the situation you're asking about. Sit quietly in a peaceful place, indoors or out in nature, and ask for advice and guidance. Notice what messages come to you. It's possible all the answers will come to you through your own feelings, hearing, or sight. Or perhaps you will just know the answer. You can also ask the angels for signs during the day to guide you onto the right path. So if you prefer the other way that I do this, where we get a lucky day of the week or a significant day of the week and a self-care task for the week, let me know in the comments. But if you prefer this little personal question option, then yeah, let me know that you like the angel answers option better in the comment section, because at the end of the day, I'm here for you guys. So whatever's more beneficial to you, I would love to do that for you each week. So yeah, other than that, I've reached the end of the reading. So thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about my congested and croaky voice. Hopefully I'll be back to 100% soon. Until next time, guys, stay safe, enjoy your week, and I'll see you again soon.